Well, this is May the 10th of 23, and today we're after a D8 cat that we're just going to do a little investigation on it. I know it's going to start. It's not going to be a will it start scenario, but it's going to be a can we diagnose what's going on with the steering clutch. It doesn't want to turn left or right, so we're going to get her started up and see what we can do to get her to turn left and right. So we will get back to you in a bit. Here we're at this 1957 D8F 14A Caterpillar, and we believe we can get it started, and then we'll have to look into what we got to do for the steering clutches. I believe this here stick is for the transmission, and it's showing nothing on the stick, like way beyond the low, and it says check when running, so maybe non-existent in there. And this here bung here would be what we put oil into to bring that level up, I believe. I got another bung here. Is a filler area for the other two dipsticks, which were underneath the seat here. So we'll just move over there and check them oils. Now this here stick here is what I believe is associated with our steering, and it has oil on it right to this point. But if we look, it says about halfway between low and full. The stick that comes out of there shares this. This one's missing down here, so we'll just use the same dipstick to check this level. And it's notably right at the low, right at the add line. So whichever is whichever, we're just going to start putting some oil in each one of these filler things and see which oil level comes up once we get it started. If we can plug that cable back on, we'll see if we can get this thing to start. Ready?
Yeah.
Contact. Well, that big old cat just started up pretty darn easy. Once we got the pony motor going there, which took a little bit of a thing, I had to blow out the gas line. It was slow to come there, so it wouldn't continuously run, but got that fixed up, and she started, turned that engine over, and as soon as I opened up that, or closed the decompression and opened up the throttle a little bit, she started popping out black smoke, and it started pretty much right away. Pretty easy start for the old girl. Well, we got her running and driving, and that was indeed the problem for the steering clutches to turn left and right. It just was totally out of oil. So we got that topped up, but there's still, I think, low oil in the transmission, and possibly even the brakes would be a separate compartment. That might be that third compartment for the oil, and it's a little bit low, so that might fix up the brakes, because it would turn left pretty good, but turning right, it was hard to turn right, but it did turn right. It was slow turning, and it seemed like the brake was all the way down to the floor. So maybe a oil top up will do it, or maybe some adjustment on the brakes will do it, mechanical adjustment. But other than that, the engine temperature come up to normal, run right in the middle of the gauge there, and the oil pressure stayed good, and overall the cat performed fairly good considering. The tracks need to be tightened up. Obviously, you can see that the regular Caterpillar wave there is when it's moving forward. Both sides are like that, but lots of room in the front of the idler there on the frame there to push those idlers ahead. It's all mechanical. It's not a hydraulic track adjustment. But anyway, we exercised her, warmed her up a little bit, moved her around, got the oil spread around all the gears, and rolled her on back up into the parking place there. And now the guy that owns this cat, he's talking about he might want to do a little bit of a service, because the engine oil especially is lost its blackness. It's turning into gray, so it's accumulating a little moisture probably, so it should be dumped out, and so is the rest of the oil. It should be just dumped out. I don't know when the last time it's ever got serviced, but a little oil change wouldn't hurt. What's a couple $1,000? I'm sure it'd be pretty valuable, like costly for oil and filters. But anyway, just nice to keep these old machines running. I just love to get a chance to work on them and move them around a little bit and get them started for people. It's just always puts a smile on my face when I do that. Well, there it is. After a little Mickey Mouse in there to get that pony motor running. Didn't take much effort there, and that old D8, she started right up. No ether involved. It just hit the throttle and she fired up pretty quick. And there is a leaky valve in it. From what I hear when I shut it down, I can hear it whooshing a little bit. Well, exhaust valve probably. Got the odd pop when it runs. But the problem with the steering clutches was the darn whole system was out of oil. It was below the stick, but she's got enough oil in there now to steer it around. But the problem noted is the tracks are need to be tensioned up a little bit. There's quite a bit of life, as far as I'm concerned, in the chain, because there's a lot of travel there for the idler to move forward. So we can tighten up those chains, because when I'm turning around backing up, it seemed to hop on a sprocket, but that might be enough just to fix that up. But all in all, she's a sweet old girl. Runs good. Glad I got that steering clutch problem fixed up. So we'll catch up to you later.